Hello everybody, this is Blades here and I'm here with Mackie and welcome to our first episode of Meta's Gaming Podcast or MGP. So this is episode 1 of hopefully many to come, and in this we just ramble on about random gaming news and just basically anything that pops up within the gaming community. So just to let you guys know that hopefully we'll be able to get webcams sorted out so that you don't just see, which hopefully won't be just a blank screen, but hopefully you'll have our faces in there at some point. On the right hand side you can see the latest channel news, things like, we've got over 2,000 views. Also we have a new Civ 5 series coming soon, which will feature me and Zelect. And of course webcams coming soon. So the Civ 5 series should hopefully be out in the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure because I'm waiting on Zelect to sort of book a date, let's say, for to actually get the recording done. But yeah, hopefully to fill the massive gap which would be there if I haven't filled the gap, hopefully I'll just put a random Civ 5 session that I'm going to do. Don't know, it'll just be me playing the game, and each episode of the podcast will be a continuation of that Civ 5 game. So let's say I play for 3 hours and record the whole thing, and let's say this podcast we're doing right now is 45 minutes or an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours. Probably not going to go on for that long, but the Civ 5 gameplay will just carry over to the next episode. So yeah. Anything you want to add, or should we get into our first topic?
I think we should just get going.
Yeah, okay, so the first topic, which is pretty high in the news at the moment, is Sledgehammer Games are sort of making a trip. They're sort of joining Infinity Ward and Treyarch to make like an every third year you make a Call of Duty. So Sledgehammer Games is making the Call of Duty for 2014. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I heard about it because I went on Twitter last night before I go to bed, as I do every single night. And yeah, it was everywhere. Because obviously everyone was talking about it, because everyone literally that I followed to is in the Call of Duty community, bar a few. And it was pretty interesting, to be honest, because I absolutely loved MW3, which Sledgehammer kind of partnered Infinity Ward in making.
Yeah.
And I think there's one other company, but they did literally nothing, and it was only to the campaign. But yeah, I absolutely loved that game. I played that game so much, as Blades will probably know. Most of my game time for the Call of Duties is around 6 days, 6-7 days, something like that. On MW3, it was a month.
Yeah, however, most of that wasn't online though, was it? It was a lot
it was
private
online,
match.
It was in private matches, but still,
Yeah.
I played that game so much, it was unbelievable. I enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to it. I wonder what they're going to bring, whether it's going to be... I think they said it's going to be a Modern Warfare game, but not in terms of a Modern Warfare 4. It's just going to be set in the current times. So yeah, I'm looking forward to news about that, because I personally really enjoyed that game.
I've heard differently. I've heard that it might be a just after World War II type thing, sort of carrying on from the Ghosts theme.
I think that's Black Ops 3, which would be Treyarch's
Oh
next
right,
game.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think I heard that news before we found out that Sledgehammer was doing this year. So yeah, you're probably right on that one. But hopefully Sledgehammer can bring out a new sort of style that we're not really used to, so that we don't just get the same old again, because we're sort of... The Call of Duty franchise is slowly getting worse, in my opinion. Well, it's not getting worse, it's just getting more, because if you let's say you have... Your favourite food is pizza. If you have pizza twice a week, every week, you're slowly going to get bored of it. So we really need to, hopefully they can change up. They will have had a year now where they can optimise the graphics and the operating system or whatever for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So hopefully they'll be able to use as much of the capability, like graphics wise, as possible. So hopefully it'll look beautiful. Just like NBA 2K14, I don't know if you've seen that, but that is probably one of the best looking sports games out there. But yeah, hopefully. Well, also now that they're doing it every third year, they do another.
Well, yeah, they're gonna have more time to
Exactly.
develop the game, which is good.
Because before it was between two of them, and when, let's say, Treyarch just put out a game, they'd straight away be working on the next one because they only had 2 years to make it. So they'd do the first year, just coming up with the concepts and the single player, and probably testing the betas and alphas and alphas of the multiplayer.
With the Modern Warfare series, I bet you they would have written the story.
Yeah, the story was probably planned out for a while.
For the campaign, anyway.
I don't think the whole thing was planned. They might have done a quite long version and then sort of just split it up and then maybe added some more afterwards.
Because it does roll straight in.
Yeah.
There's not much.
But I think that's definitely planned. But yeah, hopefully because they now have 3 years, they don't have to then hurry as fast as they can in the last year, which is probably what will happen once they all get used to having 3 years to work on a project, because they'll be doing so much more, because they'll have so much more time to do more within...
DLC will be very...
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to create DLC so that it can all just be ready to be given out instead of them developing or whatever. During the actual period that the game is out. So hopefully, now that there's going to be a 3-year gap, we should have better quality games, which is definitely needed. And as I was talking about NBA 2K14, sort of subject or topic change here, but I've been watching a couple of sort of player career mode type things just to see how the game looks, and it does look really nice. However, the game actually is so much better than, let's say, a FIFA than a FIFA player career mode, because the FIFA player career mode is literally manager mode, but you just control one player and you can't control the team formation and things. So it's actually really boring. It's not really lifelike. You don't get to negotiate wages or whatever. I don't think that would be very interesting. Or maybe give yourself a goal to buy big houses or whatever from the wages that you earn, because otherwise it just gets boring, really. Whereas NBA, you have to do interviews, their storylines. Sometimes your teammates, if you want to get along with your teammates, they might ask you to carry their bags around for you, or to wear. I think one of the things I saw was you had to wear a clown nose, like one of those big red noses, in all the interviews that you did. So you sort of take it, you're sort of embarrassing yourself, but then when you get into matches, the players will have more respect for you because you're sort of more loyal to. You'll do whatever they say, so they'll give you the ball more. So everything sort of has a knock-on effect. So let's say you decline to do all these things, they'll sort of slowly start to not like you, then you won't get the ball as much, and you'll perform worse. So yeah, I think games need to follow the more realism type route with my players and things, because otherwise it just gets stale.
I think that is where games such as sports do kind of appeal, because if there wasn't that kind of career mode, I don't think many of these games actually sell, because I don't see why you'd just buy an online game that. Even though once you maybe done a career or something, you go straight to multiplayer. You've still done the career, and that's what the game's set out for. Multiplayer was a thing added on, especially, for instance, in Call of Duty. The early games, multiplayer was just something they added, and now it's become the biggest thing. So I think they need to try and bring it back to the realism, and bring it back to what games are originally, or that franchise was originally set out for.
Another good example is Formula One, because
Yeah, definitely.
in the older games you had interviews. Not that they were any good. I hear so many people
I know.
saying,
They
"Bring the
just
interviews back, bring the interviews back," but it was basically a crappy like cutscene where a woman who looked really skinny and ugly and whatever held a
damn.
microphone out and asked you a question, and you had three answers you could give, and usually the one on the right was the best one to go for. So you didn't actually really think about what you're going to say. And there was no like, it didn't. All you'd get was an email saying the manager is really, or the team principal, whatever, is really happy with the things you said in your interview or whatever. And I even tried doing the worst things over and over again. Nothing happens. You just get an angry email that your agent reads out to you, and that's it. They don't say, "Oh well, you're gonna skip an R&D or whatever, You're gonna get fined." Blah, blah. Not that that would make a difference either, because you don't actually collect money. Just I think you can't, I don't think they're allowed to like do stuff like money management, because it's like a Peggy 3 game or whatever it is. Probably because so they've got to try and appeal to. Thing is, how's a 3-year-old gonna play Formula One?
Yeah, no, it's the facts that it's not a violent game or anything.
Yeah, it's not actually 3-year-olds you can jump on. It's if you like, it is safe
Right,
for
I will
that
actually
age
tell you
group.
something. On the back of, I think it was a Black Ops 2 box, right? It says something very interesting, right? Got it in here in front of me. It says something about oh yeah, here it is. Users must be 7 years or older, and users under 18 require parental consent. So it's not actually.
Yeah.
So people, they're saying that people over 7 can actually play Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which was a Peggy 18.
The thing is, you get that option at the beginning, don't you, where you can say
Interesting how
display.
Peggy.
It's like it's an option. It says display. It's like to
Oh, the
hide all the
graphical.
blood and gore. You can hide
Yeah.
that, and then it's probably
It's not
suitable
even
for.
that bad.
I know it's well, apart from when you have like the
In fairness,
animations where you come up behind someone and slit their throat.
not 7-year-old, like a 5-year-old might not like it. If when you shoot someone's head and they're near a wall, there's like a blood splatter on the wall.
Yeah,
Someone
exactly.
might not like that, but I just kind of get on with it. It's the
I
game.
don't really notice. Yeah. Well, we're at the age where we're sort of. It's a game. There's a difference
sign
between
up for
game.
the army, for God's sake. It makes no sense, but hey, that's the gaming industry for you, I suppose.
Anyway, we sort of sidetracked, but I just wanted to sort of mention what I think Formula One should head towards. I think even though you can't do stuff like GP2 and lower league, let's say racing, you should be able to. It's like do something like the Young Drivers Test, but longer than the Young Drivers Test, so more in detail, I suppose. So let's say a team. Well, no. What they should just have like they should just make up in this Formula One thing, like pretend that Formula Two is. They probably won't use the same name, but all they got to do is use the same cars and maybe just make them less powerful in the game code, but just have the exact same cars, and then have random people's names, just anybody, and then you race them for, let's say, on half of the tracks, then like what you usually do, and then if you do really well, let's say Sauber might come and pick you up. If you do not so great, then like Toro Rosso might get you, even though that's a pretty good team, or Caterham or whatever, Marussia. And if you do incredibly well, maybe someone big like McLaren will. But I don't think it should go straight to like Red Bull, because that'd be just silly. Because you just do really well in the first season, and then you go straight. Because in 2012, because some reason I didn't have it on the difficulty that really suited me. I won the season with Caterham or whatever it was, and then went straight to Red Bull. So
Yeah, but in 2014, Red Bull don't look like they're going to be doing very well, are they?
No,
That's not gaming
no.
news, so
But
they
they did say, I saw they say that all the problems will be fixed. So
yeah,
they can
basically,
guarantee apparently.
I know it's not gaming news, but I'll quickly say it. Basically, it's because literally, if you look at a top image of the Red Bull and the McLaren, for instance, the Red Bull, because they kind of aerodynamically design it so it kind of curves in at the back and then is really thin where the back wheels are. The McLaren's kind of comes in and then kind of goes straight down. The Red Bull kind of comes in and kind of keeps on coming in and then has this really little thing come out. So they've packed it all in and that's not good. But anyway, that's not gaming, so I won't talk about that.
Yes, the Formula One, I think they need to go in a bit more detail, a bit more realistic, like how drivers. Thing is, I don't really think interviews is the way to go because you can't really. You can only have around 4 or 5 different options, and if let's say I want to start my career mode again, it'll just be the same again. So that is a massive job to do interviews and things. But things like out laps and warm up laps and all that stuff, and actually seeing yourself on the podium for Christ's sake, instead of just you getting out your car and sort of customization. Why can't I design my helmet or the things I wear or my face? Because everyone just looks the same when you have like your own driver. Like,
Yeah,
obviously they've sort of
F1
changed.
2011, 12, 13 have been basically what Call of Duty has done. They've basically kind of copied all the code over and then changed it aesthetically.
Just a remodel, yeah. They remodeled it.
So that's and obviously it changed.
Obviously there are like optimization differences and
but obviously Codemasters have said they've maxed out what they can do on the current platforms,
which is just bollocks really, because if you look at GTA, that is an open world map. It is huge, and F1 comes along, and the most in detail thing I've seen is a helicopter flying past in Korea.
In a different position, right? For instance, on Catalonia, on a multiplayer race, it will be in a different position for each different player because it loads.
Jesus.
It's because it loads the track
as you're going, yeah.
Because, for instance,
which is so dumb. They say they've got
custom helmets, right? But no one else can see that because they've loaded that helmet on their thing. Yeah, I can see mine because I've loaded my one.
Yeah.
So I think
everything's client side. It's not server side. It's just the actual race is like hosted. So all you see, which is why people spaz around because there's a delay between.
Being streamed to your world.
It's being streamed from. Yeah, it's being streamed from your computer to Codemasters servers and then to, let's say, my computer.
Yeah.
And then so that's why I might see you spazzing around. Let's say if you haven't got the best latency, or if I haven't got the best latency, I'll be spazzing around. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
so
the freaking console.
And the PC, it's so dumb. GTA is probably the most optimized. Like that's the amount you can get out of the current gen, because you can do the amount of stuff you can do. Like me and Select, there's a mission we have to blow up quite a few cars, so we decided just to park them all right next to each other and got one sticky bomb and blew the whole thing up. There was no lag whatsoever.
That's on PS3 as well.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. Well, yeah. Obviously, the game hasn't come out yet, but that's what I'm saying. The F1 2013 is definitely not optimized the PS3 or Xbox 360 like hardware. It's just bollocks. It really is.
My problem is that they say they've run out of memory in the game, and it's like
actually load anything. It's not even that detailed. Yeah, exactly. It's just a track and a stadium at one part of the track, and otherwise it's just fence.
Oh my god.
It's not even. You can't even see the crowd. It's like paper.
It kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully, because they'll have a year now to put it all onto the next gen, hopefully they'll optimize PC as well to get those graphics up at the same time.
I want there to be an open world section to Formula 1.
Yeah.
Like, there kind of was in F1 2010, but rather than the menus kind of just moving
Oh
your
yeah, I see what
look.
you
I
mean.
kind of want you to be actually standing there and you can walk around a little bit
What I would
in
really
a paddock.
like is you could have a feature like on Euro Truck Sim, you drive around the place, right? What
Yeah.
from your wages and things, I think you should have to like plan tickets or flights or whatever, and then and from your wages you buy a car, and it will be
The
downscaled from
Formula
Euro
One.
Truck because, well, yeah, because it's just the same thing over and over again. So
I think the most
because
they should do
career
is just go
mode
to
is
the paddock.
because career mode is all about experiencing as realistic as you can as like how a drive would be. Otherwise, you just do quick races if you just
You
wanted
talked
to
about
race.
flights there. The teams probably pay for that, by the way.
Exactly, I know, but I'm just saying like I think it should be open world enough so that you can drive around
But to be
like
honest,
sort of
the
like
way
Euro Truck.
technology is going, you wouldn't bet against things like that being in every game
Also, yeah,
that has a
I
career
also
mode
expect that
option.
you could just say you could just do skip to next track instead of actually, which would probably what most people do, but it'd still be a nice extra thing because when career mode gets boring, you could maybe screw around in the open world for a bit.
Mm.
But yeah,
And in co-op, they should have multiplayer open world.
exactly. Yeah, in co-op, you should have bloody when you do like co-op careers, make it interesting.
And then you
What
could
you
have, for
do?
instance, you could go so far into having things like, having, I don't know, a phone, and then it pulls out and starts playing Flappy Birds.
Oh Christ, no! Oh God, no! No, that's not what we want.
Ba-ding,
No.
ba-ding, ba-ding.
That's definitely not what we want. But yeah, bloody Codemasters, message to you: improve the game, make it,
Proof the
especially for
bloody code. Master code.
yeah, you should be masters at the code. Pun intended. Anyway, what I was gonna say was, for co-op career, make it interesting. All you see is the table.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm fifth, and then you go next track, and
Worse
you
than
just do
career
it.
mode.
That's it, and then you just go. It's base like that. That's how bad career
It
mode
just goes
is.
straight to the next track.
That's
But
how bad career mode
It
is.
doesn't go back
Because
to the menu.
exactly, that's how bad career mode is. Because it is almost as bad as co-op championships. Because like the only thing you can do in career mode which is different is accept contract offers or look at who had the fastest lap or whatever. You get those funny emails that I don't really pay attention to because I already know who got the fastest lap and who got pole position and all that. Yeah, so even that menu is a bit pointless. And has anyone ever looked? I suppose. Well, yeah. I don't think it's brilliant because it is just like Call of Duty. It is basically the same career mode, just with new cars. People have moved around, and why can't we have people? Let's say because Webber retired. Why can't we have the
Yeah.
teams swap around like
A transfer market type thing.
Well,
Which
yeah,
then
but
adds
it
in
happen any time.
team manager mode.
Oh yeah, so you
And
can.
then they, because of the memory and whatnot that they are now allowed and kind of technologies and whatnot.
Yeah.
For instance, Red Bull, at the beginning of 2013, Infinity became a title partner. So on the side pod, it had Infinity, right? It'd be really cool in this team manager mode if, for instance, Infinity pull out, then you can go and get, I don't know,
McDonald's.
and then have the McDonald's logo there, right? And
Customize the cars.
yes, and then you can make it your own car, and then
Just
you
a
could
bright
get
green
sponsorship.
car.
No, if you think about it, Lotus in 2013, at the end of the season, their whole point was just trying to get sponsorship to get money. Right?
Oh yeah, because they
Your
had
team should have to, not have to, but if you do things badly, like you choose your percentage spending on R&D or on next season's car, or getting the correct drivers who are fast but also bring money and things like that. That would, for me, be a lot funner myself than actually driving.
Yeah.
Much as I like the driving.
Yeah, hope like if they did do something like that, they would have to include actually jumping in the car and driving,
Yeah.
as one of the drivers. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's the
Having
sort.
problem with having animations like they do when you sit in the car before you
Yeah,
go out. Problem with that, it's like on FIFA 13 in career mode when the book signs and closes and goes off, and you sign someone on career mode in the transfer window. That gets tedious. You can't have animations like that because they get tedious,
yeah.
especially
The
when it's the
one where
same
you
world.
get in the car, it's sort of like, oh wow, this is cool, and
Right,
then a week later, skip, skip,
I
skip,
only
skip.
like it when it's in the Sauber because I think the Sauber looks sexy when you get in the car. I don't know why. I'm
Oh
weird.
yeah. So yeah, those are some improvements that Formula One could easily.
Hashtag gaming rant.
Yeah, yeah. Do we do a new topic?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What have I got?
We got to Formula One from Call of Duty.
So actually, one of my topics was has F1 got stale, but we've sort of gone over the career
I
mode.
think
So it's a good.
I
It
think
is fun with mods. But you need to
yeah.
add mods to actually make it entertaining. Because
I
I was
I love
I was
mods.
playing career mode like today, and it's just so boring. I just didn't like it. But anyway, we're not going to do that because
I'm
we've
about to
just
have a
had it.
rant, so move on.
Yeah, we are going to move on. Okay, so have you heard about PlayStation Now?
I know
Of
uh,
it, I'm
I
guessing.
know of it, and I know that on PS4 you need it to have online.
No, I think you're talking about different things. Okay, so there's PlayStation Plus is what you need
Okay. On
online.
PlayStation Now, is this the thing where you can play PS1 and PS2 games?
Yeah, on
Yeah,
cloud.
and you can on the
Whi-
clouds. Yeah. Okay. So
So,
I was getting mixed up PlayStation Plus. Yeah.
so a problem that I've sort of thought up is for people that don't have unlimited broadband,
Mm.
they have like let's say 20 gig. You're going to be playing online all the time when you're playing these older games. So you're just going to be running out and having to pay huge amounts for extra internet and going over your limits. Luckily, I've got unlimited. I think you've got unlimited as well.
Same.
Exactly. So it'd be all right for us, but I know that in America it's really difficult to find a company that does unlimited. So yeah, internet providers are going to really have to up their game, and I know that Google have brought out Google Fiber, and they're slowly taking over the market share throughout America because people are just like they're giving us this amount of internet for they're giving us twice the amount of internet speeds as Horizon or there are others as well that I can't remember the names of, but they're doing it for the same price. So it's obvious that all these internet providers are just going for the minimum.
Mm.
It's ridiculous, so we have
But
to
it's
improve
the
that.
same with TV because my sister she was on Sky and
Microphone muted.
she was paying like 42 quid a month, right? Phoned up, said, "Hey, Virgin are doing the exact same package for 21 quid, which is half the price. So I'm going to move over there." And instantly, like the person on the phone said, "Okay, we'll just cut your price half, and then we'll also give you multi-room so they can have HD up in their bedroom as well for free." Which shows you how overpriced they're paying it and how much it's actually costing them to do it. It's the same with pretty much everything, to be honest, because if you think about it, each game, for instance, that is produced, you pay what 42
Microphone
quid for a
activated.
brand new game. However, um, it won't cost them 42 quid to make. They're just gonna be making so much profit, and I feel like that is the way the games are coming. Like the DLC packs for Call of Duty, for
Oh,
instance,
they're
they're freaking
expensive.
like 11 or 12 quid.
Which
You
is just
get
silly
4
because
maps, one little
yeah.
extinction thing that no one's going to play, plus a gun, which is a very weird gun that's going to be used for the
Like,
first month, like the Peacekeeper. People will get it gold and then be like, well, it's not a
that's
very
it.
good gun because it's not an amazing gun. It doesn't stand out. It's actually got a very slow time to kill, despite
Yes,
having 50
it's
damage.
ridiculous, especially as when you buy the game new, it's like £40, 50 quid. Then when you want to buy a DLC with 4 maps, whereas when you get the full game, you have 20 maps or something, single player, like co-op and extinction, and you have to pay 11 quid for 4 maps and a
Also,
gun and something that's no one can remember.
I don't understand them. I mean, I understand that people sit down and think, okay, how can we put something in this that people will buy it? Okay, yeah, because we need to make some profit here. Okay, and then does someone sit down and do that? I mean, they must do. It's crazy.
It is. But thing is, people were willing to pay it because obviously,
Oh yeah, I
otherwise they'd be
bought
lowering the
the
price.
season pass thing. Well, my mum did, but yeah,
Yeah, so
she said that would be better. So I don't even know how my mum knows that. She went and picked up the game for me. I bought the game. She bought the season pass. It's actually a very good deal.
yeah, this is why cloud gaming is really not ready because we really need to improve our internet first.
Hmm.
We need to get unlimited broadband, unlimited everything. Just need to make everything better because it is possible. It has been proven by Google. They're just having to, obviously, you can't just go, right,
Problem
here we
is,
go,
it's
the
all
whole
money,
world,
though,
you can
isn't it?
have Google Fiber. Exactly. So they
The
don't have
people
enough
that they're
money to.
supplying it to have also got to have enough money to pay for it
Well, it's not.
as
That's
well.
the thing. The actual
So it's got to be
cost
cheap.
of. Yeah, that's the thing. The actual. So I'm paying for I've got 30 I'm meant to have 38 down and 1.8 up, which is roughly what I get. I suppose I get like 33 down and 1.7 and 1.8. Actually, I think I get 1.8. Yeah. And I pay for the line rental for the actual phone as well, and it's all under £35 or something. And
Yeah, mine. To be
and
honest,
think yeah,
mine's like 15 down and like 1 up, and that is plenty for what I do.
exactly. But then again, the thing is, Google Fiber is coming out with. They're saying they can within the next 10 years come out with like 1 GB down and 1 GB up, which is just gonna be which is incredible if they get it
Yeah,
done.
everything's going
And
to
they
become,
say they'll be able to do it for just about double the price of what you're paying for, which is just out mind-boggling how cheap that would be compared to. So let's say
per
I'm getting
megabyte.
36
Per
megabytes
megabyte, yeah.
a second or whatever it is. I could have for double the amount, literally quadruple the amount of speed, which it's just
I don't understand how
annoying.
Select had like 100 kilobytes a second.
I wonder if that's why he hasn't been online for a while. Because he has been online on some things, but he might have getting his new internet or something. But whatever. Yeah. So Google Fiber is the way. They did the same thing with because before Google Chrome there was like Safari, Internet Explorer, and they had not been updated for ages. They were all ugly. They didn't work properly anymore with the new operating systems and things. So Google decided to bring out Google Chrome, and that made everyone else have to up their game because otherwise everyone just moved to Google Chrome, which is what they have done. I still use Chrome; it's just much better.
Boost.
And but again, they sort of forced other companies to improve their systems as well because otherwise they just fall behind, and that's what the aim for this Google Fiber thing is, which I hope works because I hope we can all get faster speeds so that we don't have to have laggy Call of Duty games.
Well, it also helped with literally every game because if you think about it, every game is sold everywhere in the world. It just depends how many people. Like even low sale games, like literally a few 100,000 copy selling games, they'll be sold all over the world. And if there's an internet aspect, then, for instance, because obviously I live in the UK, um, Australia is the complete opposite side of the world. Think about how much time it's got to go. It can't just go straight through the Earth. It's got to go around the Earth. So
And
that's
it does it
quite a lot of
within
distance.
seconds, not even that,
Yeah,
milliseconds.
but
It's all done.
from here to, I don't know, down the street, that's going to be literally
Instant.
instant. But
Yeah.
from Australia, there's going
Which
to
is
be milliseconds lag.
Which
And
is
as soon as we get that sorted, everything online that involves multiple people at once will be absolutely instant.
exactly. So we need to just improve everybody's internet. It's not. It's yeah. Yes, it costs a lot of money, but once you've got
It's
all the
something that
fiber
we
cables
effectively
down,
rely on now.
yeah, exactly. Everything's going on the internet. Amazon is now, like I think the fourth, I don't know what I'd call it. Like Amazon has got the fourth amount of traffic, let's call it, of like people going onto it. I think Twitch.tv is third. Then I'm just trying to remember, like Twitter or something's first, or something. But whatever, everything's going online now, and people are required to have better internet to run these sort of more demanding things. So we really need to get the internet
Everything's
speeds up.
getting bigger though.
And
Everything's
yeah,
getting
exactly.
bigger and we need
Everything's
more
getting.
space. This is why the cloud is such a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. But we need the internet providers to up their game at the same time and improve the planet. No. But yeah. Do we need a topic change again?
Yeah.
So I have two more here. So one of them is Flappy Bird and your opinions on that, or we have.
Bird.
Okay, well, fine. We'll talk about that then. So it's just so they are making. Recently, I've heard that they're making £50,000 a day from ad revenue on all the people that have bought whatever, because it's a free app. They make their money off ads.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of money for a game that just takes the piss.
Basically, if someone sat down and
How can I
measured
piss
the
off
gap,
people?
well, the coding people, they would have measured that in between the two little green things, right? And they would have tested out the speed in which it falls, in which it moves, and everything to make it the exact one where it's the most annoying but still makes you come back. And that is the
Well, I
job
think
of most game apps like that. There's no point to it. There's no need for it. But people download it because it looks cool, and then
and it's a way of like challenging your friends. Hey, I got
35.
35. What did you get? I got 12. Well, you need to up your game, or I'll go on it
Some
tonight.
people's got like 140.
I think my record is like 62, and that's all I can be
I
asked
don't
to
actually
do.
have it because I don't have an iPhone or Android. But this time last week when it was released, I had some friends around and they both had it, and we're literally playing it, and I couldn't get past the first one. For I think we counted 15 attempts. I couldn't get past the first one. That's quite bad.
Yeah, so Flappy Bird, go screw yourself. And
No,
just,
no, it's fine.
It's horrible. It's not a game. It's a piss take.
Yeah, that's the only idea of it. That's why they've made it.
I know, that's why. Well, that's why it's so popular, because people just get angry and go, I'm going to beat this game. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to get as high score.
Whitewood did it. He's like, okay, one more time. 3 minutes later, he's like,
one more time.
Fuck this game! And he's still playing.
Yeah, I knew that would be a short topic.
A short one, yeah.
Yeah, so the last one I have, which is a little bit controversial, I suppose, and I'm going to explain my reasoning before anyone gets on my tits here. Yeah, so this topic I have is, why is Woody's gamertag not uploading like he used to. So he used to upload literally once a day.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, and now I know he has this Minecraft server which is breaking records, and he's getting most of his money from that. Fair enough, I've literally nothing wrong with how he's making his money or if he uploads or not. I don't care, but I'm not one of those people that go, oh, he's making lots of money off this server, he shouldn't be allowed to do that, it should all come to me, or whatever. But he's done well for himself to make this well-running server that can host thousands of people and still not lag like crazy, which I have no idea how he's done that. But I just wonder why he hasn't told anyone, like, why he hasn't been uploading, because he has been focused, fair enough, on this server for ages. And he does do PKA still, and he does Minecraft live streams, and then sometimes he uploads those live streams.
When you get to the discussion that again is very controversial. Like, I've seen recently a few comments and videos and a few tweets that have been retweeted, that's why they've come up. And it's things like, all the YouTubers do this for money. When they say they're thankful and all that, that's just to get you on their side, to keep you there. That, to be honest, when money comes into the aspects of it, it's quite. This is when it becomes serious. This is when people become tense. For instance, Chaos X Silencer, people were calling him a money whore, and then he came back and said, "Well, when I sit down and look at my kids and my wife and my house, I think, yeah, I am a money whore because I need this. I need the money to live, and this is my income. And due to how YouTube works, it's a very insecure job to have. For instance, networks, right? Obviously, it depends on what your contract is, but networks could radically suddenly want to change their payouts and things like that, or they might, I know, stop or something like that, and people become tense and tight about it. So I think with him, Woody, he's got to a point where he's making more money off this Minecraft. I can't remember what's it called, Woodycraft server. And I think he's got to a point where he's doing that, so he can't. He's got to spend his time on that, because if he doesn't do that, he won't be making as much money, and he can't afford to lose out on all these. I'm guessing it's going to be thousands or $10,000s of dollars, of money that he would not be making, if you get what I mean, if he was just doing the YouTube videos. Because money, if you think about it, money, if you don't have money, then you can't live. And people, this is their job,
I think
they don't want to lose it.
It's also like all the hate they get for being money whores is all coming. None of it's coming from 35-year-old people who have jobs and are earning money themselves and might have kids. It's all coming from teenagers or 9-year-olds who are all jealous that they're not getting money themselves. They don't understand how it works.
$100,000 a year, minimum, if you have like a decent amount, like a few 100,000 subscribers, depending on how many video views you get, I suppose. You're gonna be like that, aren't you? Because that's a lot more money than most people make.
Yeah, but it's still it's got nothing to do with you. You can't just.
I know. I do admit though, when you do get people going, "Oh my god," and then say XYZ, he's getting loads of money. I want his money. And this brings on another thing too of YouTube, because YouTube is changing in terms of how they monetize videos and things like that. This is all to stop people making money off you, or to try and slow down people making money off YouTube. So I think that maybe 2016, there won't be this whole community on YouTube. So I think it will just die away. Personally.
I don't think they've made these changes to stop people earning money. I think it's because the reason they've made this database where if your video shares a link that shares like a clip or a sound that is within their database and that's copyrighted, then they copyright your video, and that process takes a little bit longer, which is why you don't get monetized as quickly as you did normally. I don't think it's to cut on ads, it's because there are so many copyright strikes that people get. They'd want to reduce that because it is quite ridiculous how the amount that they just don't want you to earn off of other people's stuff. Like so you are right that they don't want you to earn as much, but it's only if
then why
they want you to
when
earn
it's
as
copyrighted, why do they then put the ads on your content, right? For instance, say you used a little sound clip, right? You still made everything else in the video. It's still your content, yet they're putting, instead of your network putting ads on it, then they're putting their ads on it, and that money will go to the person who that little couple of seconds sound clip is out of your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on minute video. That's why I think it's stupid.
Well, the money doesn't actually go to the person that copyright strikes it. It just the copyright strike stops the person who created it from getting
No,
money.
they put that. It's not monetized for you, but it's monetized for them. If that makes sense. They're making money off yours. That's why I think it's stupid. Get what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. But
Goes
yeah,
back
I
to-
think the main change is because they want just to reduce the amount of copyright strikes people are getting. Just period.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the sort of the side note or the moral of the why Woody isn't uploading as much, I don't actually know, but I don't really care either. I think that he can earn money however he wants, and if it's not primarily from
long as it's
YouTube,
legal.
because well, yeah, obviously, but I don't know if you've noticed, but he got to 1 million subs, he then got to 1.2 million, and he sort of stayed around 1.2. So his channel isn't actually growing anymore because I think he's hit the limit of the amount of people that want to watch Call of Duty tips and things like that. Because T Martin has hit the 1.2 million. But then people like Syndicate, who did just do Call of Duty like zombies, and I don't know if you noticed when he got to like 1 million, he started doing Minecraft, which has then shot his channel up.
Minecraft is such a freaking big business. I looked, I looked at Captain Sparkles. He was on 5 million subscribers, right? And then I looked at his channel again. What I didn't think was that long after had 6.5 million subscribers. He grew Woody's Game Tag's channel size in I don't know how long it was in between, but in such a short space of time, cut a few months probably, it's just ridiculous how Minecraft is such a big thing, and that shows you how Call of Duty isn't such a big thing.
Compared to Minecraft, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why Minecraft's so big. I personally find it boring now.
I think it's more fun when you actually like people like Syndicate, he makes storylines and things.
Yeah.
Which is the fun I get out of it is making the technical stuff and actually making things that I am proud of afterwards, instead of just smacking down a few things, just doing survival. And then like once I do get pretty safe, like resources wise, I just use those resources to build things. If I want to create like an automatic, I don't know, whatever, I'll do that and then try and make everything look good and just have a massive project like Ethos Lab is probably one of my favourite Minecraft creators, because he is just so good at coming up with these ideas to create automatic, or at the moment he's making, I don't know if you remember this is pretty old school, I think they're called Tamagotchis or something,
Yeah.
and they're these little sort of egg-shaped devices that had 3 buttons, and you look after this pet type thing, and he sort of created that in Minecraft, where you have a face, and you have to feed it, and if once you get close enough, it will get happier and happier whilst you're near him, and it can get overweight, and it has like an amount of time before it dies, just of age, and then or you could just kill off of starvation or whatever. So he's which is a humongous project, and he's probably one of the few people that could actually do that, which is why he's growing.
How many subs you got?
Well, I think he's sort of hit his limit at the moment as well, because I think he's at 1.2. He might have just gone over to 1.3 million. But yeah, he's just really good at entertaining. Well, me, probably those are the 1.2 million as well. But yeah, he's one of my favourite just because of how he comes up with these new ideas every episode, and he sort of puts a funny twist on everything. Whereas other people that don't do so well just play the game as serious as you can. Don't try and mess around and play around with the mechanics, and sort of, especially on servers, like the public servers are all done a bit too seriously. Like everyone just moans and moans if they lose their diamonds or whatever, if someone nicks their diamonds. Just chill out, it's a game. Most of the fun on servers is, I don't know, dropping an anvil on someone's head. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
The anti-jokes on the Lumia crafts.
Oh yeah, and people just got really, really pissed.
They banned us in chat.
Yeah, they muted us in chat, so yeah.
It's so hard.
It was, yeah, you know, it's a difficult thing to
just because
get
he
around.
was an admin, he banned us from chat.
Yeah. So I think that wraps it up, because I don't have any more topics, and
50 minutes, yay!
So yeah, I think we're going to wrap this up now. So if the Civ 5 gameplay hasn't stopped already, it will carry on next episode in Meta's Gaming Podcast, or MGP.
MGP.
Yeah, that's actually
Hashtag MGP.
Yeah, hashtag MGP if you want to message us now. But whatever, if you want to give us any opinions or anything you want us to talk about, especially if you have any topics. Recent gaming news is the basic sort of
agenda.
Yeah, so anything around that, put it in the comments, let us know, and we will be sure to check them out, and maybe we will mention you in the video if we use one of your topics. So yeah, this has been Blades. I've been with
Mackie.
And we'll see you guys in our next videos. Goodbye.